Hello there everybody, my name is Logan S and welcome to my Pokemon Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke Challenge. So, here we are all the way up to Juan, the 8th gym leader here in Pokemon Emerald. I look at my team, decide that I'm going to lead with my normal type Fu Manchu, and we do our ceremonial save before the gym battle, and now we are going to get into this, and let's see if we can get up to Victory Road so that we can hopefully make it to the Elite Four. So I'm a little bit nervous going into this. You know, this is the last gym battle. Randomizer, no idea what he's going to have. He leads with a Ninetales. So my Tauros is going to come out here, Intimidate, which isn't really going to matter much against this special attacker, but I hard pivot into Shrek. He gets off a Confusion, but we break through it and we are able to knock it down with only hitting ourselves one time. Up next, he's going to have in Masquerain, which I know isn't going to be too bad, and I do know that next time I do a Nuzlocke challenge, I'm going to set it to set style instead of switch like I do here. But anyway, this Masquerain is going to go down to 2 strengths, so not too bad, not too bad. The next Pokemon he's going to bring in is going to be Ammonite, so I'm starting to feel pretty confident here. It's only going to take just one little old Absorb from our DDR to take this down. I really, really wish that we could have got some better moves on this thing, but anyway, I decided to switch into our Alakazam, and I set up a Calm Mind. I get a little bit worried with that damage, but with one Calm Mind, one Pokemon to go, we can do this. Kind of on brand for Juan. He has a Tentacruel, but this thing is not going to be able to stand a Psychic with a boosted Calm Mind. With that, it goes down, and we have actually completed all 8 gyms now. I am so excited. We now can get to Victory Road. I've already got Waterfall, so awesome. I'm so excited. I've never been this far in a Nuzlocke challenge before because, you know, I've only ever really played one. But anyway, he goes down, and now we are able to head on over to Victory Road so that we can get our next encounter and start getting through to go to the Elite Four. So, getting in here, I set my lead Pokemon so that we can hopefully catch whatever our encounter is. No idea what we're going to get, and it's going to be a Salamence. Salamence would be amazing to have here. So it's going to lead with some Protect, which cancels out my Fake Out, but from there I can just slowly whittle this thing down so that we can get it into catching range. Now at this point, I'm debating as I'm doing this, like, do I want to train this Salamence up to get it on the team? You know, it's going to be 6 more levels. I do have to do a lot of grinding anyway once I finally do get to the Elite Four. But first order of business is I got to catch this thing before I can even really, you know, be put in that situation as to if I want to do it. But it only takes 1 Pokeball, which I was one Ultra Ball, which I was very surprised about. I thought it was going to take a lot more to try to catch this thing, because I'm pretty sure Salamence has a fairly low catch rate, but it doesn't matter. We caught it. I'm sitting here trying to think, what am I going to name this thing? You know, well, this thing could actually potentially be our savior. Like, it is a great Pokemon to have. Salamence is very strong. It's not my favorite dragon type of Gen 3. I'm more of a Flygon person. I absolutely adore Flygon. But, you know, objectively, Salamence is a little bit stronger than Flygon in terms of battles. But anyway, I decide to train up a little bit. I double check some stuff, make sure we got all the encounters, and I completely forget that we actually have to battle Wally at the beginning of this, at the beginning of Victory Road. I don't know why, but I thought he was at the end. Maybe that's just from, you know, the Ruby and Sapphire days, because I think he was at the end there. But anyway, so we're going to have to battle him. I'm not too worried about accidentally running into him here without being, you know, fully mentally prepared for battling my rival, because I know I'm going to be a few levels over him. This battle's not going to go too bad. Anyway, his next Pokemon's going to be Porygon. I switch over into Land God. Hit it with a Brick Break, super effective. It goes down. What's his next Pokemon going to be after we level up a little bit? I'm also not too worried about this. I'm so sorry. I'm also, you know, looking forward to the experience, because we got a lot of grinding to do, because we got to get up in, I think, in the mid-50s by the time that we need to take on the Elite Four. The one I was worried most about in this entire battle was the Lantern. It could be a little bit bulky, but we got our Shrek to take care of it. This thing cannot handle water. Wally goes down, and now we can get into Victory Road, taking down, clearing all these obstacles, trying to find any TMs, because good lord, randomizing this 3rd gen game, just about, I guarantee you over half the items that I found and picked up were berries, which just sucks. You know, I needed some better TMs, or, you know, some leftovers or something. But I decided to take my time as I go through Victory Road, exploring, making sure I get all of the items I can find, battling most of the trainers, seeing what encounters we could have had. I would have loved to have had that Torchic, because Blaziken is my favorite Pokemon, but oh well, it's not to be. Just gonna run around, and man, I remember as a kid, Victory Road, man, I could not navigate through it. I think I ended up having to look up actually how to get through it, but we do actually finally get through it. I used a repel there just to stop all those extra encounters that were slowing me down, and we are going to get in here, and now I mistakenly run into this duo and do a double battle, and of course they have a Reggie, which I've been trying to avoid because these Reggies have a tendency to explode, so I kind of want to take this thing down as quick as possible. I could have probably one-shotted it with Surf, but then that would have obviously hit my whatever other Pokemon I put in there, and I know Shrek can probably tank this thing even if it does explode, so just hit it with an Ice Beam. DDR is going to come in here. I decide to use Fake Out on it just to make sure it doesn't move, and we take it down, so let me tell you, the Reggies in this game, they have taken out a couple of Pokemon of mine. But the rest of this battle I'm not worried about now, because that Reggie was by far the most scary thing that was on this screen. Now we're just down to the Amistar. It's already protected, so we can just double attack this thing and get it down. And then their last Pokemon is just a little old Meryl, so it's not going to affect us too much. And now we can start the grind to try to get all of our Pokemon up to the proper level so that we can take on the Elite Four. I'm definitely going to use rare candies next time I do a Nuzlocke challenge, just because I spent hours just going around battling and training and battling and training. It took so much time. Like, I could have made this video so much more what's the word I'm looking for? I could have made it so much shorter if I just would have used rare candies, but it doesn't matter. I can probably talk while this little montage is going on about, you know, being a kid playing these games. Emerald was by far my favorite game, my favorite Pokemon game anyway, when I was a kid. I remember being in, I think it was 7th grade. Was it? Yeah, I was in 7th grade. I remember playing this game. No, 6th grade. Because I remember this was the time I got a Rayquaza, and one of my friends had a Game Shark, and I'd never used a Game Shark before, but he had used rare candies, and he had a level 100 Rayquaza, and him and I battled one day using our link cables, because this was back in the Game Boy Advance days before we had wireless capabilities. But anyway, yeah, I made a mistake right there. I accidentally talked to those guys, so now if I go back to the to heal, I have to be very careful not to speed up too much and accidentally, you know, enter the Elite Four and have my entire team get wiped. But anyway, back to my story. He was like, I'm going to wipe the floor with you. I got a level 100 Rayquaza. And my Rayquaza was only at like 76, I think it was. And I absolutely demolished him. Like, my Rayquaza outsped his, I think. And I took it down in like 1 or 2 shots. And he was just dumbfounded. And I was like, it's because I actually trained my Rayquaza. This was before I even knew what IVs or EVs were. Now, looking back, it was obvious. It was because I had EVs on my Rayquaza from training it, but we didn't know about that stuff back then. But it was just kind of a nice memory. I just thought I was a better Pokemon trainer than him because I actually trained my Pokemon. I didn't cheat like he did. Years later, I would get a Game Shark and, you know, actually cheat on some of the games, but what kid doesn't do that? Anyway, going through just battle after battle after battle. I am so sick of grinding. Like, this is why I was never able to beat some of these games as a kid, because I just didn't like the grind. But anyway, we're at the end of this video. Check out my next video to see if I'm able to actually take down the Elite Four. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.